Hello, besties. Welcome to Martinis with Eddie, your ultimate destination for everything Bravo. Join me as we spill the tea, dissect the drama, and uncork the juiciest gossip from your favorite reality TV shows. And when I say favorite, I'm talking about one of my favorite franchises on Bravo, which is The Real Housewives of New Jersey. I grew up in Jersey, everybody knows this. Yeah, you can hear my accent, don't come for me. Yeah, I know that I wasn't born in Jersey. When I moved to the state at the age of 13, I moved to the Garden State. So it's been a crazy season, it's been quite wild. I've been fighting with many people on Twitter. So to close this chapter of this season, I want to invite people who I enjoy talking to. So for my first guest, for the first part of this reunion, I invited not just one of my favorites. I'm gonna say the favorite when it comes to all my Real Housewives of New Jersey tea. So I want to invite to the stage the host of All About TRH, Truth or the Real Housewife, Chantel and Roxanne. How are you guys?
Hi.
Hi.
By the way, we love your
Welcome.
Twitter account. We love your Twitter account. We always love your tweets. We see it all, and we're so happy to be on here.
We're
Thank you
so
so much.
excited.
Yes. I'm sorry that we have this avatar. I was freaking out that my kids were gonna like run, in the video. So I'm sorry about that. But you look good.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Thank
Yeah.
you. No, I know you guys ask for privacy when it comes to the kids, and I completely respect that. And also,
Yeah.
this is all about having a great conversation. So I'm just so happy that you guys are here, and I know that we have a lot to talk about because this reunion has been quite the I would say interesting journey for the cast, to say the least.
Yeah, I feel like this episode one of the reunion wasn't that bad. I feel like things are gonna get worse, and I just feel like I like Andy a lot, but I don't like how he never presses when it comes to Melissa.
Or
Horrible.
Margaret. Yeah, he's so bad.
And he's so quick to, come at Teresa. And I think obviously she's like let him do it all these years so he doesn't care, but he's always looking at her like she's not, smart.
That's the part that I hate the most. It's the fact that Andy seems to play the same cards as Melissa and Joe Gorga. The fact that they think that since Teresa can articulate her feelings properly, she's not smart enough to handle a conversation and they can poke fun of her the whole entire time, which I find completely unprofessional, especially coming from Andy, that is the host of the
Right.
show.
Yeah, I think the same exact thing. And I think with Teresa, especially now that she's at a point where she doesn't care to explain herself. Like she literally does not care about Melissa, any of that. So even when she sees Melissa's lying, she doesn't even care to correct it. I know she would or elaborate on it because I know she would be like, that's not true, but she didn't even care to give her even more time.
I think that's how like the other girls know. They know that she's like that, so they're like, let's just come up with these crazy statements. Like the Louis went for Alexia or wanted Alexia. It's like, where did that even come from? They
I,
just
I, I
say
don't
these
think
things.
I don't think Teresa heard her. I feel like Teresa kind of looked a little bit zoned out, and I don't think
Yes.
that she heard her even say that. She would have said something. Alexia and her are best friends.
Exactly. They are actually they were on a trip
I
together as the
know.
reunion was airing. I was like, this cannot be more timely
I know. I
perfect.
know. I know. Yes, I saw that they were with their husbands and stuff. So it was super innocent, but I think just when Teresa saw that, when Melissa said it, Teresa didn't hear it.
Hmm. I
'Cause
agree.
weren't you shocked? Like, there was no response from her or anything. She didn't even say anything.
And I
Yeah,
think there
if
was
I
no
was no, go
and
ahead.
I was gonna say there was no response from any of the cast. They just said it and they just kept going like, okay, like people like are not gonna say anything. Like, come on.
That's
Yeah,
why I feel like no one heard it.
If I was Teresa, I'd be like, I'm gonna call Alexia right now. Let's call her, Andy. Let's do it, you know? But it's just like
No.
maybe you're right. She really didn't hear it, or she just doesn't care. It's like I'm not gonna even go in on this with them
I
because they're
no,
just coming up with crazy stuff.
I do know that she really didn't hear it when it came to the Alexia comment. I know for a fact she did not hear it. So
Oh, who's your
yeah,
sources?
I'm gonna,
Ooh.
I think she would have acknowledged that specifically because she'd be like, "That sounds so dumb. We're best friends."
Yeah, totally. I agree. Um, Talking about the reunion, I appreciate the theme. I appreciate the fashion. I want to start with that part because it seems to me that like they went straight into talking about how the ladies look walking into the reunion. What you guys are take? What did you guys take from this? Like, which one are your favorite? Who are your least favorite, and why is it Bravo Lover 1, 2, 3, 4?
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. So you already know. Yes, it's obviously Bravo Lover 1, 2, 3, 4. I just think her dress was, I don't want to say the wrong thing. This is live, but I just think her dress
Matron,
wasn't for
like it
her.
was like matronly,
Yeah, like
it
mother
was
of the bride.
yes, and she could have come out with something more exotic for her first reunion, come out with a bang. Yeah, I did not like Bravo Lover 1, 2, 3,
She's a
4.
pretty girl. I didn't like her hair either. I don't know how I feel about Melissa's dress. Do you guys like Melissa's dress?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I don't like it either. Like I feel like I don't like it. I feel like it was too much.
When Jennifer came out and explained her like royal blue moment, I loved it. I was obsessed with her explaining it. She was mad when Andy like mentioned the Ramona blue. She's like, no, it's royal blue. So I
Yeah.
was just cracking up at her because she just needs her moment.
She's always quick with
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I was gonna say, and also people forget that the theme of the reunion was royalty, right? And inspired on the trip to Ireland, based on what I saw. I mean, that's what I got from the whole setting of the trip. I think even Andy said it to Dolores during the reunion. People
her.
forget that there's different type of royalty, and I mean, Jennifer was inspired by the royalty from her country, from her
Mhm.
heritage, you know? So I can see the more reserved but still very elegant and regal, dress with the cape and the silver, the leaves and stuff. I loved it. Obviously, my
No, I didn't
favorite is
think of it like
Teresa.
that. Like I didn't
What'd you
think of it
say?
like where it's like, more reserved. I didn't think about it that's so true. That's such a good point with Jennifer.
I thought Teresa looked amazing. Her whole look, like her dress, her jumpsuit, whatever you want to call it, her hair, she killed on every single level, makeup, everything.
Her body.
And honestly,
Body.
in some
Mhm.
reunions, I don't think she kills it. So this one, she really was the top.
Yeah,
I
she looked
agree.
very pretty.
What do we think about Danielle's? Just because since we talked about our least favorite newbie, I'm not including uh, Jennifer Fessler or Jackie, just
Yeah.
because I mean they're not on the stage, and I mean if you look at the photos, they didn't even try, perhaps.
Right.
Yeah,
I know.
Fessler like wore a like, and there's nothing wrong with it, but this is a reunion. She wore like a silk Zara dress or something.
Yes,
Like,
that's exactly what I thought. And nothing wrong with that, but yeah.
yeah, but like I would wear that, to like a bridal shower or like a wedding or something. But this is the reunion. This is your first one. Like, come out. Like, this would be so fun to dress up for. So, yeah, it was funny. But I thought Danielle looked good. I wasn't impressed. I think everything she does to me is so like 2000s, if that makes sense. Like
Mhm.
Jersey Shore era. I don't know. Like her hair is just old school. Like everything is just so like takes me back a little bit with her.
I
But she looked
agree.
good. She looked good. So
It's funny that you mentioned the Jersey Shore because I growing up in Jersey, that was what we thought it was like so like groundbreaking.
I'm
I'm
dying.
guilty. I'm guilty of being. I was so tan that I think I
Oh
have
my
photos where I look like I'm radioactive.
I'm
I
dying.
had the spiky hair that it was almost like hard to even touch. It was like cement, like literal
Oh
cement
my
in your hair.
gosh.
you looked
So
like
when
Polly
I
D, huh?
Yes, the full look, the white sunglasses. It was the French Connection T-shirt. Oh my gosh, what a
Oh my
disaster!
gosh.
Yeah, but when I see Danielle, because she brings me back to that old school Jersey ways, it just cracks me up.
Yeah.
Do you like Danielle?
I love Danielle. I think uh, if you're gonna, I mean, I'm gonna put all the newbies on a like a balance, right? Especially in New Jersey. We haven't had any newbie in general that kind of like makes an impact for the franchise. I do think that Danielle came into this franchise bringing a new, fresh air to it, like a new oxygen to it that it was needed for the franchise to move forward. I have no idea. Like, I'm trying to think of any newbie from any other franchise that I can say like, yeah, that's the one. Because we have Beverly Hills with that lady that I forgot her name already.
Which
Uh,
one?
Oh, the one that was really bougie, and always expensive. What's her name? That she didn't even go to the reunion.
Wait, are
yeah,
you thinking
new
Dana?
Yeah, what is it?
Diana Jenkins.
Diana.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
Diana.
from the last
Yeah.
season until I'm like, what are you talking about Dana right now? Yeah,
No, like I
Yeah,
was saying, she didn't come to the
difficult.
reunion. Like she was so unlikable. She was
Yeah.
by far the worst
exactly.
newbie.
So when it comes to like all these housewife franchises, I do think that Danielle has made an impact to the franchise, has brought a different style, and it's Jersey. So the louder, the bigger, the more dramatic, and the more like I don't know explosive. I'll take it. And I also think that she came in the game with a better mindset, meaning like she didn't come into this franchise trying to like lean towards one side immediately. She made her way into it. Like she kind of like looked at every single one of them and was like, "Okay, I don't believe in you. You're a liar. You're a rat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These people are nice to me, so I'm gonna go and lean on these people." So I like that when it comes to newbies because it allows the viewers to get to know
Right.
them better.
Yeah, that's such a good take on her. I feel like, especially for the show, like she has really came in and made a name for herself.
I like her on the show, but she does give me Melissa Gorga vibes from when Melissa came on the show. Like just like the whole PR and all that stuff. I feel like she really wants to be famous, and I think that's fine too. But I can agree. I really do like her on the episodes and everything. She hasn't done one thing to make me like question her on the show.
Yet, correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, the brother stuff, but I know it's not only her bringing it up, but I know that she gets emotional about him a lot or whatever. But I don't like that because I want to see the other side then if you're going to keep talking about it.
Yeah, I agree. But since we're talking about Danielle, how do you guys feel about the Danielle versus Rachel fight? I mean, even Andy said that it was one of the dumbest
Yeah.
fights ever. And I have to agree. It was dragged for so long. And I'm talking about the one where Rachel went to Margaret with the gossip
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
twisted it. How do you guys feel about that fight, that
I,
argument?
I feel like for what happened, it was really stupid, but I really feel like what was the underlying issue was that, like they came in as newbies together, and then the minute that Bravo Lover 1234 did her dirty, she was just like, why would you do that to me? So she kept trying to bring it up and bring it up to show that side of her. So I feel like it was just more the fact that it was like, you just went behind my back and we're not on the same team anymore. And I see where you're at.
I think Bravo Lover did that and kept going at Danielle because it was an easy target. And on these shows, they do expect drama. So what's more typical than going after the other new housewife? And that's exactly what Bravo Lover did. But I don't think she realizes that we actually like when the newbies, have a relationship together, that they're not instantly against each other. That's how
I
I feel
agree.
about it. Yeah.
Totally.
And yeah, and also like I feel like Rachel needed a storyline on her own, and the
Yeah.
whole we haven't gotten to the part where we talk about her adoption, but that storyline alone was not that interesting.
No.
Right. I think it was like only in like 2 or 3 episodes too. Aside from that, all we ever really saw with her is her acting annoyed in her confessionals. So it's like, why are you on this show then? If you're so annoyed to be around these girls, we're like, it's crazy.
It's like, this
What
is
is
so
cra-
dramatic. This is so
Mhm.
Yes,
petty.
Yeah.
like she wanted to be on the show so badly that allegedly, I'm saying allegedly because I'm not trying to get sued.
Right. We feel
She
you.
gave free
Mhm.
tiles to Melissa and Joe for their mansion. So I mean,
Yeah.
that's,
That tells you everything right there.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
Good play move.
I think she will come back though.
Oh
Danielle was
yeah.
the same way though. Danielle did what did Rexanne, what did Danielle do to get on the show? Like didn't she like
She hired a PR company to get her on the show.
yeah, so
And
I think both girls were very
yeah, they just really wanted it. And I mean, even when she said her brother loves the Real Housewives of New Jersey, and
Mm.
I've never heard of a housewife actually hire a PR to get on the Housewives. So that is very like telling when it comes to Danielle. Are we talking about Bravo Love or Danielle? Because I just
Danielle. Yeah, yeah. I was
Danielle.
asking, yeah, because
I'm like,
I
oops.
know both girls did something like a little bit more drastic to get on the show, which I don't blame them. It's they want it, so it's like they're gonna do whatever they have to do to get on, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't blame the ladies for wanting to be on the show because we as viewer, I would like to be on the show.
Oh my
You really?
Bring me on. I've been the drama. I don't care.
That's
But
hilarious.
and I don't care how they get on it. To me, what I value as a viewer is what you bring to the show. Okay, now you are on the show. What do you bring? Like, why
Right.
are you here? Let me get to know you, and let me see if I truly like you. So I mean, hiring a PR team seems to me a little, like extreme for me. Yes,
Right.
um, but she wanted to be on reality TV. She was on a reality TV show before when she was younger. I forgot what it was. I think on MTV or something. I'm not really sure,
Oh, true.
but
True
she
Life. Wasn't it True Life?
yes,
It's true. Like,
yes.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
she's been wanting to be on TV for a long time. So I mean, at least she brought something to the show that I can
She did.
appreciate, and
Yeah.
and if she want to continue, good for her.
Yeah, no, I definitely have been very impressed with her on the show. So she absolutely deserves a second season.
You guys, I the conversation on the franchise pretty much just jumped right straight into the Melissa and the Teresa of it all, and somehow Melissa feels like it's not their fault that Teresa felt in some kind of way about how they tried to ruin her wedding, and then I don't know how Melissa once again made it all about herself and trying to defend Joe Gorga in the process. What do you guys think about all that? Like, what is the take on Melissa and the wedding?
Well, I mean, I think that I wish that on episode 1, 2, and 3 of the reunion, they cover that more, but they don't. And you'll see that they don't because they're going to deflect and make it about Louis. So I think that obviously they did the wrong thing. It was all planned. And then now they have deflected on Louis. So it's like we can't even hear their thoughts on it. We can't hear Andy question them about it because they're all about to deflect the entire reunion.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like what's her name? Margaret, when she was asked about Laura, somehow she said like, "I don't care about Laura. I care about a private investigator." I was like, "Well,
Yes,
wait a minute, hold on, like rewind. We are not there just yet."
exactly.
And like, what is
They
this? Like,
are
what you?
they are the master of deflection. Like I think they took a class on it, you guys. They literally someone came and taught them how to do it because they are so good at it and they just kept going and going and going. And if it wasn't for people like us that, kind of can see through it's wild. People would just, believe what they're saying.
Yeah,
I
I
agree.
agree. Yeah. No, it is. It's really is crazy.
No, and also Margaret is rich. That
Yeah,
she's the one
that's a better
concerned
word.
with a private investigator when, I mean, not for nothing, she's been private investigating herself. Everybody else is in the cast to find dirt for the past many years she's been on the show.
That's so true.
Even
Exactly.
even when Andy was like, "Did you bring your arsenal tonight on the reunion?" She's like,
She was
"Yes."
laughing, but she
Yeah,
was
she
laughing about it. It didn't bother her
exactly.
because Andy was asking.
Mhm.
Didn't she bring like an envelope that she never opened at the end?
No, so she will end up opening it on either episode 2 or 3, and that's going to be about her son. And she
Mm-hmm.
is going to accuse Louis of calling her son at work.
Hmm.
Yeah, and
Of
like having
course.
a conversation. So it's going to get really interesting, but it's just sad because they are going to turn it completely where it's about Teresa and Louis, and we don't really acknowledge anything. Like they don't even acknowledge BravoCon, and I've been making that the biggest deal because it was a big deal for that to happen with Jennifer alone against Joe. But yeah, that's not even going to get mentioned at the reunion, and that sucks.
Roxanne, I'm happy you mentioned that part because since the beginning of the season, I started posting about the BravoCon thing. I was at BravoCon when that happened.
Oh,
So yes, so I became so invested on this whole thing just because I know for a fact that the ones that started the whole issue were the Gorgas, and I hate that people pin this on Jen just because Jen is a person with a strong personality, you
yeah,
know. So they are going to believe that she was the one who started the problem. She was the one who was yelling. It was very interesting that they just posted a clip of her tossing the empty plastic cup. It was just water, and made it
right,
this huge deal when we have Joe Gorga. Now, finally, when Jen's assistant revealed the clip, Joe Gorga calling her names and instigating a fight. And while people are just expecting her, Jen, to just to like run, no, she was
right,
nervous. She reacted like a person who's being harassed by a miniature person will
right.
react.
Yeah.
Honestly, the fact that Andy didn't allow this to be brought up on the reunion is another reason why I kind of like get frustrated with him as a host. Do your job better.
I
Yeah,
know.
exactly. Everyone was so excited to see that and wanted to see that.
Yeah, I feel like he's not doing a great job at all when it comes to that. And he's good at typically taking control. So he could have taken control of the reunion and asked that question because we saw Joe being so disrespectful to Jennifer, who again is a woman alone, and we didn't even get to address that. And it's never even been addressed on Watch What Happens Live, I don't think.
Very briefly, very briefly.
Oh, was it? I don't remember.
Yeah, I think Jen
I think
was
with Jennifer.
there, but it was like pretty much like, yeah, okay, to the next question. I mean, no,
Yeah, Steve.
because if this was done by Teresa or
Right.
Louis, trust me, we'll be seeing this every single week.
Exactly. And it deserves a conversation. And that's the thing. Andy is never going to admit to like, treating the Gorgas better because, like he should have made that an issue and he didn't just because it was them.
And you know what? Most reunions, when they bring out the guys and the husbands, it's usually like only like 15, 20 minutes. So the fact that we're gonna see probably like a whole episode on just them alone is wild. It's like
They're
no
too
one
involved.
yeah, they're too involved. And it's like enough. It's like go back, like stop going after the new husbands.
Yeah.
That's right, I agree. It's like Nini once said, "Are you Peter or Patricia?
Oh
So
my
you are too
God.
involved in women's
I
business."
remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is iconic. But it was so true because it's too much when they get so involved in the women's stuff. Like they don't even want to be involved, but for the show they act involved. It's too much.
I agree. Like
Yeah.
I don't watch the housewife for the husband. I might want to watch the husband if they're good
Right.
looking. If they're not, they can
Yeah.
like I don't want to see anything. I
Yeah.
don't tune into the real house husband of whatever state. No, I'm watching the women's being messy and petty and having a good
Yeah.
time. I miss those days because yes, Jersey has always been focused on family. That's like the given. That's the premises of the show. But even with the dramatic situations, there was still a lot of fun in the show.
Yes.
But it's been season after season when instead of getting funner, it's becoming darker. And as a viewer, I'm getting exhausted.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I actually disagree with you. Like everything you're saying is very accurate, and I feel the same way.
If they don't make a change, that means they're truly not listening to anything
I
any of
don't
us
think they are
are.
going to make a change, and that's what sucks. I was hopeful, but I don't think they're going to make a change, and that's sad because I don't want to see the same thing over and over again.
Then they're really not listening to anything the viewers are saying. So it's
I think how they look at it is like, I want another season. I want to see what will happen when they're all in the same room. And then this will be like Melissa's last season. I feel like the next season will very much be like two housewives last season.
Yeah. Also, it's time for the whole like old storyline of like Melissa riding Teresa's coattail to like
Yeah.
be over.
I'm
Because I
exhausted.
always ask my listeners, and people come for me because I'm biased, and I'm like, you are tuning in here to listen to my opinion, and if we share it, that's great. If not, calling me
Right.
biased is not gonna change my perspective of the show.
yes, you
So,
preach.
Exactly.
We hear that
Yeah.
all
so
the time. So I was like, come on.
like like can we use another word? Like can we
Yeah.
not use that
Yeah.
word anymore? If I mean when you go to a content creator's page, you most likely are going to run into their opinion on how they experience the show. Obviously, if I like Teresa, I'm gonna see her perspective better because guess what? I have a brain that can process the fact that
Exactly.
her family came on the show to destroy her life on national TV. It's not
Exactly.
like we're making this up. This has been said by production, even though Andy denied it on when Jennifer asked him, because the fact is Andy does not make the last, I mean, the casting calls. He might receive a cast sheet at the end, but he's not the one who's picking up the phone calling like, okay, Melissa, you don't want to be on the show. No, he has production doing that. He has a casting crew doing that stuff. People have to remember this is a TV show that has a crew behind it doing all this process. So yes, we had seen emails, we had seen the photos, we had seen all the stuff that prove that Melissa came on this show with a purpose, and that purpose was to go after Teresa.
Yeah.
So yes, I mean I'm gonna be biased because I mean of course.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know. And we all know that. And even if, let's say, Melissa did reach out and Andy remembers it, I can also see him not remembering because he sees a million casting things. Like, I do think they ask for his opinion quite a lot. Like, they figure it out, but then they'll show him and they'll be like, what do you think? So there's been so many people that I think he just denies it because he doesn't remember. So he'll just deny it, which I think is messed up because he could just easily been like, I don't know. I've like talked to so many women. I don't know if I talked to her.
Exactly.
So
I
yeah.
agree. I think it's funny that he said that because they had a staircase just like Teresa. That's why they got him on the
Oh
show.
my
I'm
gosh,
Oh
like,
he
my
said
God.
it was cute. And I'm like, oh, okay.
because that
Everyone,
make a great storyline.
everyone go get
Right.
a double staircase.
Exactly.
Or
And then
everyone
he'll
should
be
go
on the
get
housewives.
Melissa's new chandelier, like make her house like
Right.
everyone's.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Do you remember those first chandelier that looked
The
like a
black
Harry
ones.
Potter decoration?
It
Yeah.
was so bad. And she still won't even own that she did a bad job. Instead, she'll make excuses and be like, well, I was just trying out chandeliers.
Hmm,
And that's
sure.
exactly what she did. She went on an interview and she was like, I partnered up with someone. They wanted me to try out a couple different ones.
She always has something to say.
Right. Never can own it.
I think she was not very happy or kind of like uncomfortable as when Andy asked her about the food that's doing the tiles, because Rachel was quick to jump on it, and Melissa was kind of quiet about it. She was just kind of like nodding and like, okay, yeah, like let's not talk about it.
Wow. See, now I need to go back and watch it because I don't even remember looking at her facial expression.
Oh yeah, I was like I like to like watch the shows with like an like a producer. I went to school for filmmaking. So
Oh,
when I watch
nice.
a TV show, I kind of like I try to look at the background. I talk to see everybody on the stage, and I'm like,
Yeah.
body language, lighting, decoration. Yes, I can see what they're going for. That's why I was surprised that when they ask what's it called, Melissa about the house, she didn't say anything. And also when Joe Judice called, her face went like cold like
Yeah.
Oh,
immediately.
yeah,
Yeah.
that part we definitely
I
saw.
didn't realize until after people told us the reason that she went cold is because she thought that it was probably set up and that Andy was going to ask about when Joe and Joe met up with each other. But of course he doesn't. It was like the perfect opportunity and he even lets that slide.
That's what I thought too. I was like, you have the perfect chance to ask Joe Judice about, hey, how did that like encounter with Joe Gorga go? And he didn't do that, which is suspicious because we know Andy will never forget about Joe Gorga's activities. So I don't know.
Exactly.
Very
Yeah.
suspicious.
Yeah. I was not happy about that. Another thing that I hated about the reunion.
It's like Andy was checked out or something. I don't know what was
Yeah.
up with him.
I
I
kind
mean,
of feel
he
like
did have like three reunions, pretty much back to back. I mean, I don't blame him because I would be exhausted too if he was tired.
yeah.
But being tired doesn't mean that you can just like let everything go and become biased, because it's not like he just forgot to ask some questions or
Right.
follow up with some question. It's like it's the attitude that he had from one side of the couch to another. It was kind of
Yeah.
obvious, you
Yeah.
know.
Yep. And I think people are over it and they can't stand it anymore. So hopefully he's taking some feedback.
Yeah, I agree. Because I have said it before to people. I think Andy does a better job when he does non-housewives reunions, like Summer House,
Oh,
Winter
yes.
House,
Yeah, you're so right. I
Southern
never thought of
Charm.
that.
I
Hmm.
think as he is more laid back and he's just like here just to be funny with them and like be
He's not as invested. Like he doesn't
yeah.
know as much. Like even with Married to Medicine, you can tell anytime he does the reunion, he really doesn't know as much to be like smart with his
I
like
agree.
mouth, you know?
I
But that's what
agree.
makes it nice because then he's really just asking the viewer questions and like he's allowing them to talk and not being
Exactly.
one-sided.
Yeah, I agree.
Talking about being one-sided, we saw on the trailer that he kind of made a comment about Jen. So I want to talk about Jen for a second. Uh, there was an endorsement comment coming from the Booger Wolf because she couldn't help herself
Yeah.
regarding the endorsement, and Jen was very clear, and she said, "I don't need them. I have my own life, and my life goes on." What do you guys think about that?
I
I
think that if anyone like if there's anyone if any of them got fired from the show, they would be depressed. They don't know what they would do. Whereas in Jennifer, if she's gotten fired or if she quit the show, like she's still a housewife. Her life is the exact same. Nothing changes. So I just feel like Jen is like the definition of a true real housewife that we want to watch and relate to.
Yeah, like
Agree.
this show is like an addition for her. It's something fun. It's she doesn't take it too seriously. She loves it, but it's not like if it like it's kind of like Vicky and Tamra when they got off the show, it was they were so
It
depressed
was the
by
end of
it.
the world for them.
Yeah, it's like they were so depressed and they couldn't handle like life without the like the
The
OC and like
cameras.
yeah, the cameras, the attention and like with Jennifer there's no way. Like she doesn't even do like influencer stuff. Not that she probably should like get the
She's like
money,
a
girl.
true mom, like living her day
Yeah.
to day, trying to figure it out.
And honestly, that's the type of housewife that we want
Yeah,
because we want women who truly don't need the show to survive. Because the ones that need it, you can tell that they become extremely thirsty and extremely produced for them
right.
to keep the spot. But because I agree, Jennifer doesn't need that. Jennifer is married to a very successful man. She is very successful on her own. She has a beautiful family, a beautiful life that maybe somebody else on the opposite couch is being jealous of for the entire
Yes.
time.
Yeah, she's a true housewife.
You know who I thought like the franchise that did that well too was Dallas. Like I feel like all the women on there didn't need the show either. But maybe that's probably why like it got canceled because they didn't bring the
Yeah, I
drama as
agree.
much. But
All of them had, except one, they were
yeah.
all had money. So that's so true. And I like that.
Yeah,
But that show failed, Chantel. So that's not even a good
But I
example.
just said maybe that's why because like they didn't care to bring that much drama because they're just living their lives. I don't know.
Yeah.
it's like Beverly Hills the first few seasons. If you guys remember,
Yes. Oh my God,
Beverly
so
Hills,
good.
yeah, it was like to me that's like one of the best franchises like as a whole. I mean, they had money. They didn't need the show. They were just like partying and traveling to like Dubai and whatever little drama they have was so petty and unnecessary. Like Poppygate, like that was like so stupid.
Oh,
Yeah.
But they
horrible storyline.
horrible. That was like one of the worst
Mhm.
season ever. Uh, but they don't need the show at the end of the day. I mean, Kyle Richards is worth $100 million. LVP is worth $100 million,
Right.
and Sutton is worth 50 million. So they truly don't depend on the Bravo check. And I like my housewife to be rich and unbothered.
Right, exactly. And that's so true. And that's why, yeah, that's why Beverly Hills to me is so popular because those girls throw the best parties. They actually have real money and they go above and beyond, and we all want to watch that.
I
I like
agree.
that. Rich and unbothered.
Right.
It's perfect.
Right.
Another one that was kind of unbothered too, and I was surprised was maybe not unbothered, but I would say quiet was Dolores for a quite a long time in this episode.
Yes. I think both Dolores and Jennifer were. I feel like nothing was surrounding them as much, except the one comment Jennifer, like, got to say about the endorsements, but they were both very, very, very quiet.
'Cause I think they weren't going to defend Teresa. They were going to let her handle it, while the other side wasn't quiet because each of them had to step in for Melissa.
True, I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
And Teresa's doing a great job on defending herself. I mean, I think some people are saying that Melissa ate her up, and I'm like, are we watching the same show?
Yeah. I don't think that Melissa ate her up, but I just feel like again Teresa is bothered and or is not bothered and she doesn't care to even give an explanation or anything.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And like she's so over Melissa too. Like she is being very clear from the beginning of the reunion. She's like, I'm done with you. I just want to get this done, move on with my life, close this chapter, and never see you again.
Yeah.
And then Melissa's like, "That's sad." It's like, "Oh, really? Is it really sad?" Or like,
Yeah.
"You guys have been saying this." So it's like, just say, "Me too. Let's go." Like that we're done. But she's
Yeah.
like, of course she's like,
You've
"That's
done 300
sad."
interviews saying that you're done. And then all of a sudden, of course, when the reunion is recording, that's when she says it's sad.
I agree. And the fact that she knows that the reason why Teresa is so upset with them, especially is because, Joe Gorga didn't go to the wedding, and he hurt not only Teresa but her daughters, and we know for a fact that Melissa knew about the rumor way before than when Danielle told her, way before starting filming, and somehow they waited until filming to bring it up and use it as an excuse to not go to the wedding.
Yeah. Melissa even knew about it before the season 12 reunion. That's how long she's known about it. So, yeah, they are just shady little ones.
Shows her character. I mean, like, what brother doesn't show up to his sister's wedding? It just doesn't make any sense, and it should never,
He'll regret it.
for sure.
They talk about also the comment in the van in Ireland about Antonia in and at the reunion very briefly. Even I think this was the first time during the reunion that I saw Andy somehow gain some sense. He reminded Melissa that they spent hours on her podcast talking about the Judice girls, especially Gia. Obviously, she found ways to get out of it. I don't know how, but how do you guys feel about that segment?
Well, that's my thing is like she always gets out of it. So he pressed her one time and then she's like, no, I don't. And then he just drops it because he doesn't want to deal with it. And I'm like, okay, that's not fair. Like she's completely lying. Why isn't someone giving you the 300 examples there are of her talking? And I don't know. He never even goes through any of that.
If you
I
ever
agree.
rewatch New Jersey, you would see so much. Your eyes would be wide open with
Right.
how much she talks about the girls, how they treat the girls, how her parenting is. So much stuff that is just like if Teresa ever did that, it would be a freaking blow
Melissa
up.
would never forget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and I mean I was watching Jersey like episodes, like old episodes the other day, and I always go back to the christening because it's one of
Yeah.
my favorite episodes because there's nothing better than a messy Jersey party. Uh,
Right. Right.
and I mean, Melissa was talking about Gia even on that episode, her first time on the show, and somehow she was questioning Teresa's parenting and Gia's presence at the church.
Yeah, I thought that was so bizarre because she said that she would never comment on it, but then here she was literally commenting on it. And that just goes to show you that, of course, Teresa is never going to be able to move on because there's been one worse thing after another. Like it continues to get bad. And with those type of people, you can, forgive, but you'll never forget it. So when it happens again, it's just another add on.
Yes, yes, and also not only the people on the show forget, but also the people who are watching because the comment that I read on Twitter sometimes make me scratch my head. I'm like,
I
how
know.
people have such a selective memory when they don't like a housewife. And I'm not saying that Teresa's perfect. We are all humans. We all make mistakes. We all say the wrong thing sometimes. But if we are gonna hold in some standards, some people, you gotta look into the people who you are supporting too, because obviously you're not seeing the full photo, the whole picture, when we can literally pull clip from the actual show and debunk all these lies.
Yeah, exactly. I
No,
agree.
it's so bad that even I think there's so many like, Instagram pages and Twitter pages of like real versus fake, Real Housewives of New Jersey. And it's just like the fact that you can even have that many clips to show real versus fake is crazy. Like you should be so authentic that there's probably like one or two. We all mess up. We all can probably go back on our word sometimes, or we say something one year and the next year we say something different. But the fact that it's year after
Own it.
year, yeah, and like multiple times, and it's just wild. It's like, do you live in delusional world? I don't really know.
Yes.
I
Truly believe
agree.
that. Yeah.
Honestly, it's like everybody who watches New Jersey knows for a fact that, I mean, Melissa has lie a lot, and B, no storyline. And on this reunion in particular, Teresa reminded them that she actually brought her life and her blood and her sweat to this show, even though, uh, what her face, Melissa tried to like kind of like have a little job at Teresa when she said like she went away, and she said like, oh, we're so proud of you. I'm like, no, 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 no. It's not for being proud. She went through that and she didn't hide it from the cameras. She went on the show.
Yeah.
She,
Yeah, and I
eh,
just wish that Teresa could articulate that and just explain that. That's why I think she should be painting a story, painting a picture, not because you were being defensive, but just so that we could understand and everyone would have understand that response.
that's right. If I was Teresa, I'd be like, so you think that I don't have a storyline? I want to know your storyline for the
Right.
past 10 years. Like, what do you bring? I want to know. And I always ask that to everyone on Twitter who come for me for defending Teresa. And like, at least Teresa has real storylines. She had, she's been married, she's been divorced, she went away, she had the books, she have, you know, or
Raising kids
the
without her
houses,
husband, which is
the
huge.
kids.
Her parents dying. There's so much that she showed
Yeah.
and went through that's vulnerable.
She
Getting
lives
It,
her
it, it,
remarried.
authentic life.
Yeah.
And I think because she's so authentic, she does have such a strong fan base.
I agree, because
Yeah.
last time I checked, Melissa's storyline were a fake music career, a fake sister, a fake pregnancy, fake houses, fake fixer-uppers, and fake Comedy Central from Joe Gorga. That's all I get. I don't know
Yeah,
what else to
literally
say.
every single thing has been fake. And that's why she probably felt like she needed to come in strong this season and go after, Teresa, because it's her easiest target.
I agree. And it comes down to, like you said, like the way that Teresa explained her thoughts. You know how I will give everything for just 1 hour with Teresa before the reunion. Like, okay, Teresa, let me
I
sit down
know.
and tell you what's happening. This is what's gonna happen to you. This is all the every single like moment where you can defend yourself, all the evidence here. I'll give you a binder because she has so much like Margaret ammunition or what's it called, her
Arsenal.
arsenal
Yeah.
that she can actually use, because it's not like she's looking for it like behind their back. It's been on the show.
Yeah, I just think Teresa is not strategic in that even if someone was to tell her, like, oh, say this or do this, I feel like she's just not a strategic person. Like, she doesn't care to be like, oh, I have this response, I can prove this. Like, she really doesn't care. Like, she's genuinely enjoying her life outside of the show.
Yes,
I agree.
I agree.
Yeah,
The ones that never enjoy their life outside the show are usually the ones that keep talking about the show even when the show is over.
Yes.
exactly. Yeah. And they keep interviewing.
Talking about the ones that like to talk about gossip, Andy got to ask Margaret. He asked Margaret about the whole Laura and the rumor of her telling Melissa to find a baseball player, because allegedly, I mean, people think that Melissa is the Jersey Jennifer Lopez, which I still trying to figure out where this came from because I don't see it.
Yeah. Delicious, huh? We
someone
all
someone
do.
But
someone in the comments said, like in this comment, like in this video, they go, we call her M No, not J Lo. And I thought that was funny. Like she's not.
yeah, It was funny because Andy asked Margaret, and obviously Melissa came to defend Margaret, saying that it was just a joke and stuff. And Teresa said, "Yeah, if I said that, it wouldn't be a joke, and Joe would be mad." And Jennifer said, like, "Oh, I love you, Andy," because he brought it up. But it is true. You guys feel the same way too. Like if Teresa said that, Joe would be like, livid for even saying that.
Yeah, I agree. And also, I'm reading one of the comments where someone says that Teresa wouldn't be where she is without Danielle. Danielle caused her to flip that. Yeah, Danielle caused her to flip that table. And while I think that's true, I still think, I mean, everyone reacts to something differently. So I don't
Hmm.
think, like, I think if, let's say, Jacqueline Larita was there, she wouldn't have flipped the table or did any of that. So, I mean, I still think it makes Teresa iconic because everyone reacts differently. And that's how she reacted, which was, a lot, but then was so iconic.
Yeah, I mean, Teresa had the table flipping at the museum on BravoCon. Like literally, there was a table that was set up like one of those like props where you can take a picture. It was a table that's like flipping, and like
That's
that is
amazing.
iconic.
Hmm.
That is
Are
Yeah.
an
are you
icon.
going to go again this year?
Absolutely.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah, I already booked my flight, booked my hotel. Um,
Oh.
I'm
Wow,
just
you're
waiting
on
for the.
it.
I'm on it.
Yeah.
BravoCon is my Coachella.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I
Yeah,
know
I
we were
have to.
debating going, but we were like, we don't know.
You should. Oh my
I
gosh,
know.
do it.
It
Do
is.
it.
Yeah.
Like I always tell people that if you are into Bravo and if you like appreciate Bravo this much, the best place to be is BravoCon. I had such a amazing time during BravoCon, and the experience as a convention was amazing, but the after parties and meeting the Bravo Labs outside their work environment, because yeah, when they are at the convention they still working, so obviously they're gonna be nice to you, they're gonna deal with it, they're gonna be running around going from panel to panel, so the adrenaline is like high. But I mean, if you find ways to get into like their private parties and stuff, it's a whole different setting. And to me, that's going to be like one of the best memories of my life when it comes to Bravo. Like as a Bravo
Yeah.
holic or a Bravo content creator. Uh, I mean, that Gassenvor Hotel rooftop party that Jen Shah crashed was, to me, the most iconic thing in the planet. Like every single Bravolet in the universe was there. I saw Jen and Teresa and Louis. We were like in the same area. I hang out with Ariana from Vanderpump Rules. I danced with Kenya and Chanel Ayam from
That's
Dubai. So
amazing.
like those memories, like is those memories are priceless. So I'm telling you, if you have the chance to go to BravoCon, do it, because
Roxanne,
I
we have
know
to
we're gonna
go.
I know we're gonna be partying together. That's for sure.
Yes.
Right. Right. Exactly. I know now you've got me thinking. So we shall see.
Yeah, I mean it's a one-time situation, a one-time like experience a year. It's not like you go every weekend. It's like I would say go, and it's in Vegas out of all the places this year, so it's gonna
Yeah.
be nuts.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
gonna be
No,
crazy.
absolutely. That's exactly why I was like, it's better than being in New York.
Yes,
I
I
feel like at
agree.
least. Yeah.
I mean, it's easier for me to go to the city, but I prefer Vegas as a place to escape,
Yes,
for a
exactly.
weekend.
I agree. Like I feel like that would be so fun. It's a different vibe, and I think it's like the right vibe for Bravo.
Yes. Yes. And I mean, if you think about it, I mean, there's so much to do in such a small place because Vegas is a really small city. It's not like New York City, you know? Vegas, the strip is literally one long strip. So you can go from,
Hotel to
BravoCon
hotel.
to other
Hmm.
stuff, and you can change to go to the hotel and stuff like that. So that's great.
Right.
Um, uh, yes, yes. I do think that you guys should go.
If we do, we'll let you know for sure.
So let's do a last question. What are
Yeah.
you guys looking forward after this first episode that we saw this week?
I'm not looking forward to anything. I'm having severe major anxiety at the thought of this. So absolutely not looking forward to anything. I think it's going to get worse. And I think people are going to just really make things a bigger deal.
Now
I
I'm
think-
having anxiety.
Yeah.
What do you-
I guess I'm just looking forward to seeing how each relationship ends off. You know how like at the very end you kind of can see the dynamics, and I really want to see how they like end off with each other. Probably at the end of season or the episode 3. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah,
I
that
think
would be interesting.
yeah, because like we kind of know, but maybe things happen. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's see how the editors work on that.
Yeah, and because I am excited also to see Joe and Teresa for the first time, you guys, because they haven't talked since that finale. So it was
Yeah.
almost, like 8 months. So that's like crazy to not see your brother for 8 months.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to just even see their facial expressions.
Yeah,
when
we're going to
seeing
be
each other.
watching now.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I love about these reunions, where they are gonna see each other for that first time after month and month. Like we have, here we have Teresa and Joe. We have also, like, in Band Upon Rules, we have Ariana and Rachel. That's the one that I'm looking forward to. I want to see Ariana just unleash her freaking monster on
Yeah.
her. So I appreciate it, and I agree with you guys. I kind of have a sense of what is coming, but I'm still looking forward to see their reaction when they are together on the stage, especially Teresa and Joe, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, obviously Teresa and Melissa have their history of like drama, but the real drama and the real issues are between the siblings, not
Yeah.
necessarily Melissa.
Yeah, and they just feel a different way towards each other than someone would with their sister-in-law. There's
That's
no
right.
attachment there.
I agree. Well,
Yeah.
guys, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us. This
Yeah,
has been
thank
so much
you.
fun. I'm glad that we made it work.
Yes. Anything that, I mean, and now is your time to promote your podcast that is freaking amazing, by the way. So if you guys
Thank
are listening, you better
you.
go and listen.
Yes, yeah, definitely check out All About TRH podcast. It's everywhere that you get your podcast, and there's a lot of interesting things. So definitely check it out.
And we just got on YouTube, which is fun. So it's all about
Yeah.
TRH podcast on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, you heard it. You go and check the YouTube channel. You go check the podcast, All About TRH. That's
Podcast, yep.
All About THR. No,
TRH.
TRH. I'm so bad at spelling. I hate
You're
it. My
close.
brain goes like crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys so much. And like I always tell
Thank
all my
you.
listeners, go listen to my guest podcast, go subscribe. And also, very important for us podcasters and content creators, the best way for us to thrive is by you guys showing us some love by simply leaving a rate to our content. So yeah, thank you guys, and
Thank
I
you.
will see
You're
you guys
amazing.
next
We
week.
love you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you,
Okay.
Roxanne. Thank you,
And we
Shantel.
hope we
Have a
can party
great
with
night.
you in BravoCon.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Keep me posted because if you guys come, we are gonna have a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Okay,
Bye.
folks.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Bye, besties.